Tajewu, and in the northern region, we're live on Radio Bimbala 91.9 FM. In the Upper East region, we're Mike 105.3 FM in Navrongo, and in the Upper West region, it's Radio Tungsong in Wa.
You can also go on YouTube and Facebook and look for Citi FM and listen to us. If you want to send messages to the show, WhatsApp 0549 986 996. That's WhatsApp. And on Twitter, my handle is at Umar Rusanda or at Citi973. We start off with the Akwatia by-election. So if you haven't heard, the NPP went into the election very confident of winning and retaining the seat. Unfortunately for the party, it was defeated by the NDC's candidate. So the NDC candidate won by more than 3,000 extra votes. Now, during the day, we saw a video in which there was an altercation involving former vice chairman of the NDC, Chief Sofo Azoka, and a third vice chairman of the New Patriotic Party, known as Chairman Buga, his real name being Abdul Wahab Amadou. During that altercation, we saw lots of verbal exchanges, and there was even physical assault. The party, the New Patriotic Party, which Chairman Buga belongs to, has issued a statement, and in that statement, it is asking for a number of things, and not a statement, actually a letter that it has written to the Inspector General of Police, making some demands. Now, the letter is sent to Christian Teteyohuno, the Inspector General of Police, and it says the New Patriotic Party wishes to formally petition your office as a law enforcement agency in charge of internal security with a complaint of criminal conduct by National Vice Chairman of the National Democratic Congress, Mr. Audu Sofo Azoka, alias Chairman Azoka, and the NDC's Constituency Communication Officer for Akwa North, Abdul Wahab Amadou, against officers of the NPP, including members of Parliament, during the Akwatia by-election on Tuesday, 2nd September 2025. Forgive me, I inadvertently said that Abdul Wahab Amadou is the other name for Chairman Buga. No, that's not what I meant to say. Sorry. Now, it gives a background, and it says that during the by-election, Chairman Azoka engaged in actions that threatened public safety, undermined the democratic process, and created an atmosphere of fear and intimidation. It talks about threats of violence in a video, and that a transliteration or transcription of what he supposedly said against Alexander Penyumakin, the minority leader. Talks about physical assault. Chairman Azoka is seen in a widely circulated video verbally abusing and shouting on top of his voice at Alhaji Osman Masaudu, who is actually the third national vice chairman of the NPP, known as Chairman Buga. He also talks about incitement and disruption. Then point 3 says, our complaint against the NDC's Constituency Communications Officer for Akwa North, that's Abdul Wahab Amadou, is that just like Chairman Azoka, he also threatened the lives of some leading members of the party while swearing by Allah. Speaking in Tree, he said, so he mentions Anodon Pre Nanabi, and continues to say, if they joke, they will die. Then another one, it says, we have attached to this petition a pen drive containing all these recordings in support of the petition to assist the police with your investigation and subsequent actions. The NPP submits strongly that given the history and background of the persons involved, particularly Chairman Azoka, when it comes to political thuggery in the country, having regard to his record as the founder of an NDC vigilante group named Azoka Boys, which was proscribed by law, such wild threats coming from him cannot be taken lightly. Then he talks about legal and democratic concerns and talks about requests for action. So let's talk about what the action really is, what the NPP is looking for. Haruna Mohammed is deputy. So this letter is signed by Justin Frimpong Kodia, General Secretary. His deputy is Haruna Mohammed, who's joined us on the line. Alhaji, you are welcome to Eyewitness News.
Thank you, Umaro.
Have you recovered from the crashing defeat from Akwatia yet?
Oh, it's not a crash defeat.
Oh, it was worse than crash, actually.
It's one of the results that comes from by-elections and even normal elections too.
But many people are saying that it is leading to the annihilation of your party completely, and that it continues to show that you are an unpopular party and that Ghanaians are completely angry and outraged by your performance in government. And so what we saw over the weekend or yesterday was an affirmation of what was done to you in 2024, which you have denied, saying your party members did not show up. What we saw yesterday was that your party members showed up, but still you lost massively.
Umaru, you see that this position of those persons does not align with the history that we have. I don't know their position that they would have said in 2002 when MPP won the Kumo by-election. Again, in the same 2002, MPP won the Bimbila election. Again, in 2003, MPP won the Williamson election. Again, the same 2003, MPP won the Nabrongo Central by-election. Again, 2003, MPP won the Gomua East by-election. And then again, 2003, MPP won the Amenfi West by-election. And in 2004, MPP won the Akadentra. What was the position of those people?
These seats you mentioned were all NDC seats?
They were all by-elections.
But were they held by the NDC prior to the by-election? No, because the point is that if NDC wins Tamale...
Bimbila was an NDC seat.
Okay, where else?
Which I can confirm. I believe Amenfi was also an NDC seat. I can't talk about the others because I know Kumo certainly was an MPP seat. So I cannot speak for the other ones. But these were all by-elections that we had won in those particular years. So what would have been their position? So by-elections necessarily, if you check the history of our land, what the position they are taking does not align with the composition of by-election in Ghana.
Okay, so you are saying that what we saw yesterday doesn't show that your party is unpopular?
No, it doesn't show so. It doesn't.
Even though your people showed up, you were very confident that you would win and you lost?
Yes, we lost. We were very confident. And I can tell you that I'm still even surprised of the results of yesterday.
What was your surprise coming from? The people misled you? I thought you know how to fear delegates.
Oh no, it's not about the people misled me. It's about the decision and opinion of the people. Yours is to make sure that you tell them exactly how you want them to. And the people will take the opportunity to take their own opinion and exercise their democratic right in voting and stating their opinion. And then when the opinions are put together, then it becomes a declaration.
Were you certain you were going to win yesterday's election, or you were just giving hope to your party supporters?
I was very certain, Umaru.
Musa Dankwa told you that he had done a scientific research which showed you were going to lose. You didn't believe him. Why?
Umaru, you know, every scientific research will have to be dependent on certain variables. And a scientific research, same when it is run through, it says that it should be able to stand the test of time. And for a scientific research to be able to stand the test of time, it means that it has to be continuously done. And if you check Musa Dankwa's research, the opening poll, it said that the MPP was leading by a slim margin. Then, 2 or 3 days to the election, he came out with a poll saying that the NDC was winning. Then while the election proper was going, he came out with a poll and said that the MPP was going to win by 51%. At the end of the poll, then the results changed. So it tells you that even polling does not give you a constant figure or a constant position, but it varies over time based on the ingredients that are used in the poll. But
so far, he predicted the 2024 election. It appears that it has come to pass. He has predicted this particular one, and it also has come to pass. Your party or members of your party did not believe him. Many of them thought that he was doing the bidding of the NDC. Following what you saw yesterday, would you start taking him a little more serious than you used to?
I don't think that a researcher should be conducting a research that you should be depending your hopes in a research when the person is conducting it for a different reason altogether. What you should be important, or what is the important ingredient here is every political party to invest so much in your own research. I believe that is the most important thing. The outcome of every research should become an input to a political party's research analysis.
Did you do your own research ahead of yesterday's election? What did your research say if you did?
Certainly, we had some background checks based on the baseline. It depends on whether you want to do a research or you want to do a critical analysis based on the baseline or looking at the previous performances and what strategy you have to use. So it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to do a research. But in the research processes, you can decide to do a quantitative analysis of certain data that will also inform that will also inform you as to what to do, because there are several tools to analyzing issues and also coming up with results.
Let's talk now about your petition to the IGP. What do you want the IGP to do?
Umaru, you know that the words that were used in those particular videos are very unprintable. Threat of death is something that Ghanaians are not very comfortable with in terms of even the position of the Constitution. And that is why we don't have to kill people by fire and square. That has been taken out of our laws. So we don't propose the solution of killing somebody or an attempt or threat. It is something that is not acceptable in our society. And I think that these are matters that the CID, the police, and other investigative authorities should take up very seriously and handle it with tactful and professional manner. We want them to be handled, want them to be investigated, and taking them through the right procedures so that it will serve as a deterrent for others to desist from such instances.
Where the crime exactly is what?
You heard the video. I've heard you before you connected me. You heard one, the communication officer, you heard the words he used. I don't want to repeat those words on this very important platform. It is very unprintable. And if indeed this is what the person intends to do, I think it is very dangerous for our society. And again, if you also look at what happened to the third vice national chairman, I am very uncomfortable that I have to say this. My senior brother is Chief Sofo Azoka. I had a call to call him yesterday. He respects me a lot, and we have a very strong conversation on this. These matters shouldn't have gotten to where it is, and the kind of words that my senior brother used was something that is very avoidable, and I don't think that it is something that we should entertain. Some of aspects of what he said need to be investigated, interrogated, and that's why the MPP is not taking the law into their hands and reporting that to the CID or the police to take it up and do a thorough investigation to ascertain the veracity of those particular comments, which are very dangerous for our society.
Can he say in his defense that you provoked him, or your party members provoked him? Alexander Afenyo-Markin went to his party office and started removing posters and other stuff that were posted on their party wall.
These are statements that are not verifiable, because I think that if such things was happening, the media was everywhere. I have not cited any video or even a commentary with regards to whether Afenyo-Markin was removing posters. I don't think that Afenyo-Markin will just go to the NBC office and start removing posters or even doing very unthinkable things. We are all political parties. We go to each other's offices and we have very strong conversation with each other. I don't know what happened in the office, but certainly Afenyo-Markin cannot just go to NBC office and start removing posters at even this particular material moment at the time that we are conducting a very important election. I don't think so.
Yeah, but the same video you referenced, in that video, he said that is why he came there. He heard that Afenyo-Markin was removing posters, and so that's why he rushed there. And that if Akwatia, if he had met him there, there would have been by-election in what's his name, the constituency.
Well, that's what I'm saying, that it cannot be confirmed, because apart from him, there were other officers in the office. Do you think that Afenyo will be removing posters, and which is something that all political parties frown on, and everybody is looking on? It cannot be possible. Nobody can come to our office and do that and just walk away freely with it, if indeed the person is doing it and officers of the party is there. I don't think that such a thing has happened. You see, we have to be very assertive to each other. I think that is how we build a good society. That's how we build democracy. We need to move away from those days of us seeing ourselves and frowning but we need to move away from it. Yesterday when I met Mustafa Bandi at Aprima, we had a good chat. We had a good heart. His boys, his security guys were there. I shook hands with all of them. We laughed over it. And I told him that just now that he's in power, look at his stomach. We laughed and we had. So these are the things that we need to do. Look at the tension that was there before the elections. And look at how we all cooperated with the police institution.
Very well.
We had a very peaceful election.
Thank you for speaking to us. That's Haruna Mohammed, Deputy General Secretary of the NPP. They have petitioned the IGP asking him to make some arrests. Let me speak to Bernard Bedi Akubeidu, the newly elected Member of Parliament for Akwatia NDC. You're welcome and congratulations, sir.
Thank you.
What made the magic, or what did the magic for you? Hello, sir.
Sorry, I didn't hear you.
Yeah, I'm asking what did the magic for you, the victory, what did the magic for you?
Oh, okay, so let me take the opportunity to say good evening to your listeners. I am grateful to God, the Almighty, and the people of Akwatia. The people of Akwatia for the honor done me. The magic is the message. Politics is the message. I mean, nothing more than that. The message is, then the message is the message of hope and development. Hope and development in the sense that, you see, for me, in choosing a candidate or a person for the position of a member of parliament, two things come across. First is your persona, who you are. Because, I mean, the issue of a parliamentarian is of representation. You represent the people. So you carry the cause of the people. You carry the problems and have them resolved as far as you can. The second has to do with your connection. So you should first and foremost be somebody who can represent them. If you can represent, you should be judged upon by your ability to lobby through communication and through a good representation. And then the second has to do with your connection. The two I have better than my opponent or my colleague on the other side. And it is that first and foremost, if you compare both of us, you would come to the standing or the conclusion that I am somebody who can give the best of representation because first and foremost, I've had the opportunity of being a lawyer. I am articulate, as they all know, and I am able to represent through good communication. The second is with connection, because whether you are a communicator or not, if you are not connected, you will not get anything for your constituents.
It's good you are emphasizing communication. One thing we've noticed is that your opponent seldom spoke at any mass place or to any media. Would you say that's one of his undoings?
Well, you are good, the best judges, because you see, you just called me. Both of us went for elections, and I'm sure you called because you wanted us to discuss Akwatia matters. So once you call me, you call him as well. I mean, on several occasions, your colleagues, patients would call me, and then I hear different voices from Accra seeking to represent Akwatia. And sometimes you don't understand why. I would not be a judge.
Maybe it's because you are a lawyer, you are good at advocacy. Your opponent, he's a minor, he's possibly not good at advocacy. Maybe that's what happened.
Well, I mean, and that's the essence of being the representative of the people. If you want to represent the people, you should be a good advocate. Because if you have to represent the people, it is for you to go up there wherever and then tell the people the problem that are suffering or the people have and seek solutions to them. So if you want to represent the people and you can't advocate, then you have no business coming around or coming close. The other thing is with the connection. You see, you may be speaking, you may have good communication skills, but if you are not connected to the system, you may end up getting nothing. And that is where I have emphasized that my government is in power, I am connected to the power, and I know most of the ministers, and they are close to me and all that. I've been a member of the legal team and all that. And so, if there is something I need in government, it will not be difficult for me. Most of the sector ministers will be colleague parliamentarians in caucus. And so, if I need anything, I'm better placed to get it better than. You see, in general elections, you wouldn't know who will be the president. I mean, but this is a by-election. You know the president already, and he's barely 7 months in office. So it's not as if in the next 6 months we would have another, general elections where you say that, you are almost ended. You have a chunk of the term not already, gone by. So you only have to be fair and be strict that it is only NDC that can, give you what you want, so to say. And so if an NDC representative is in an election, why go in for an opposition where you are not so sure you would get what you want? And so these are the two messages. First is my ability, as you yourself, as you have said, that you barely hear him speak. I don't want to, say anything beyond what you have said.
Did he at least call to congratulate you?
Yes, we've spoken. What is interesting is that Kwame is my client too. Yeah.
No, how for you? I don't ever want to be your client. Your last client, you defeated him in an electoral primary, and the other client you have defeated in a general election. What kind of law? Look, General Legal Counsel is waiting for you.
Oh no, how does General Legal Counsel come in? Let me explain to you. Mm-hmm. See, first, I don't know which of them you want me to address, but if you have time, I'll
address the one you took to court. He gave you all his strategies and used his strategies to beat him in primaries.
So you understand. Omar, I'm sure it will be news to you to hear that I've been the constituency secretary of the party in Akwatia. You know this?
I know you are. Yes.
Okay, so you know I wear two hats.
Yes.
So yes,
but lawyer-client privilege, you may have breached that. He may have told you so many things, his strategy and all of that into the election.
Let me ask.
And you went to use that to defeat him in the primary.
No. There is nothing like using anything to defeat anybody. Lawyer-client privilege has to do with issues in court. The issues in court and the issue about please hear me well. The 2024 elections has no bearing with this by-election. Forced by jail, act of God, the man has passed. So whatever happened in 2024 elections, good or bad, remains what it is. We've gone past it. It is not the same as Ablikuma elections where there was a rerun. So rerun means an extension of 2024 elections. But by-election is, and I hope you understand what I'm saying.
I'm following.
So by-election is completely different. It's a fresh page. And so it has nothing to do with the 2024 elections. No information about that election can ever be used for 2025 elections. Nothing. Because you see, we had evidence of some irregularities with regards to 2024 elections. Assuming I got that privilege of knowing, how is that beneficial or of any consequence to the by-election? Nothing. Because, the man has passed. Anything about that election is gone. So, I hear this, but sometimes I take it lightly. But if it's for serious argument, I'll be shocked anybody makes that argument. Well, it has no bearing.
So there's no bad blood. There's no bad blood between you and your former clients.
He is the best of friends. In fact, yesterday he led the coalition. There is nothing. I wouldn't go into the political strategy of why I came in. That remains our strategy. Okay. But he understands. We went for elections. It's not as if somebody disqualified him. He was in there, and I was too. After the passing of the gentleman, every matter with regards to the election was gone. A fresh page. Then I put down my hat or at the week, I mean, in terms of law, and I put on the legal, the political hat. And here we are.
Okay.
So there is nothing.
How about Owusu? You said he was your client too. How long ago?
No. I've been, maybe I would say, I've been his retainer of a sort. I mean, I do everything for him.
And so you're still on retainership with him, and you went to defeat him at the polls again. Oh, Bernard.
I don't know why you're confusing legal matters with political matters. We've known ourselves to belong to different political parties. I don't think lawyers choose cases in terms of who belongs to which party or which party. I mean, we are lawyers, and if you call on me to come and do a case for you, I do it. And I would always observe and respect the privilege, I mean, that I've had with regards to certain issues. So if I know that, I mean, if I'm privileged to know certain things about it, and during this campaign, nothing like that came in. You see, you are hearing it for the first time, you are shocked.
Mm-hmm.
We did a campaign as though we didn't know ourselves. And even if we did, there were a few occasions we spoke, but we spoke on the political, whatever we were doing, nothing legal. I mean, as lawyers, we are not interested in where somebody, I mean, you can't be doing that. What you do is to look at the law, apply it. Okay. But there was a time he purchased the property from an NDC person, and I happened to do due diligence, and I realized a few things I had to correct for him. I made sure that those things were corrected before I asked him to pay the money to the NDC person. I am a professional. I don't do politics with my profession. But that notwithstanding, I must say that we've had very good relationship professionally. And that remains it.
Very well. Fair enough. Now I know you are in the constituency. I can hear speakers in the background. You are doing a thank you tour of a kind. Mm. What is the one thing you want to fix in Akwatia by the next 4 years?
Employment for the youth.
That would be a long shot, isn't it? Because employment is a national problem, and it's a decade-long problem.
But you see, Akwatia, we've had it. And so it's just about putting certain things in place to ensure that we are back on it. You know GCD?
Yes.
The Ghana Consolidated Diamond.
The dead one.
Well, you may say that, but I won't say a dead one. The one in coma, I would prefer, so that it's possible to revive it. That's what I see. In a different shape or form. In fact, you see, prior to the 2024 elections, they were without electricity. Can you imagine? And when you say GCD, it encompasses about 5 different communities. And you'll be shocked to hear, my brother, that a community, such communities in Akwatia were without electricity for almost 1.5, I think 1 year, 1.5 years. And they were without electricity. How do you, if you promise to even revive it, how can it be on it to if they don't have power? So this is one thing we did. His Excellency John Mahama, then candidate Mahama, came to Akwatia. We elected him and said, what? So the first month in office, even before appointing ministers, he ensured that we did the needful and got them connected. It wasn't so simple. We had to relay different cables because you see, either to the company, the people living in the communities were tapping or receiving power from the company. So once the company had issues, they also had issues. Now we've segregated and we put lines for them to have their power separate from the company. We did that long before this by-election. We have been able to put smiles on the faces of people. So if you go to the Manfrom, GCD area, camp area, you would realize the votes that came from there. The people have appreciated His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and voted for me because they've seen that he had shown good faith towards them. So these are the things. And that is the first step. For His Excellency promised to revive GCD. Now we've put power to the environs of GCD and GCD itself. It's now left for the second phase, which is the company itself. Talks are ongoing. There are a lot of things we intend doing with GCD. So GCD can absorb over 2,000 young men and women. That is huge. So if we have GCD with us, we will not talk of Anglo Gold in Obuasi. You have one with you. Revive it. Make it work. And it will take a lot of people to earn a living. And so this is one thing I want, one legacy I want to live. As for the infrastructure, I can assure you, with a good representation as we now have, and with the connection I have, as for infrastructure, a lot more will be done. And that is an assurance that is coming from my government, that they would help me do. And we will make sure that the people get that, exactly that. Because that's what they voted for.
We saw a bulldozer or a grader, I'm not sure what that machine is called, on one of the roads in the NPP stronghold, Wenchi. The people there said you were using it to put a foot through in their eyes, and that notwithstanding, they will still vote for you. That road, were you doing it for votes? What happens to that road? Hello?
You see, my brother. I don't know where you saw the bulldozer, but I would not.
I think it's in one of the towns in Wenchi.
Don't worry. I would not shy away from telling you that bulldozers are working. And it is not just for votes, because after the votes, after yesterday, they are still working. That's the good news. So it wasn't for votes. Let me give you the background briefly. The chief of staff was in town a few days ago. I think 2 weeks after I was elected, and after we performed the funeral rites of our heroes. The chief of staff came and under the instruction of the president and then the party had been introduced to the chiefs at Osiewo's palace. The chiefs pleaded with him to intervene in certain critical areas where the roads are very bad. He asked that the chiefs, he didn't come because of that. So, but once the chiefs had mentioned that they should come to the Jubilee House, I should bring them to the Jubilee House, all the chiefs in the community, so that a discussion be held. We went to the Jubilee House, and they had chronicled all their needs on a piece of paper. And a meeting was held under the tutelage of the Vice President, Her Excellency, which meeting saw need to at least tackle a few of the demands of the chiefs. So if you see, there are a few towns, for instance, my town, Takrase, my other town, where my dad comes from, Kusi, Wenchi, which is the Osiewo stretch, and then Akwatia, and then some other places we have been given out for contract based upon the request of the chiefs per se, because the government was mindful of the fact that some of these things may be perceived as deceitful. But the chief said, we've lacked, we are hungry for this. We are hungry for development. We don't care what time it is, whether it's by election or whatever. We need the development. That is why the chiefs are not complaining. Here to you hear chiefs complain that, why are you doing it now? This is a request that came from the chiefs. So if you take your microphones to the chiefs, they will tell you that, hey, don't go there. We requested for it, and we have it. And I led them. And that is what it should be. As a good representative of the people, if they are in need and they go through or they channel it through you, you lead them to find solutions to it. So if you see machines work, it's not as if it's about, maybe because you are used to that. But this case is different. The government was itself a bit hesitant. But the chief said, we don't care what time it is, bring it, come and work. And it's happening. So
it will continue. They'll have that road fixed.
They are still working. In fact, I'm attacking now for it. Thank you, Thor. And the machines are, even this night, is working. Your microphones can come.
Wish you all the best and congratulations on your elections. Thank you for speaking to us.
I'm grateful, my brother.
When you come to Accra, we'll sit down and talk more. So I'll learn the strategy from you. So that when I become a lawyer, me too, I will use it.
Thank you so much.
That's Bernard Bediako-Bedu, newly elected member of parliament for the people of Akwatia, representing the NDC. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. We have, so Musa Dankwa was one of the topical stories or names following yesterday's election. Ejubi, tell us his story.
Executive Director of Global Info Analytics, Musa Dankwa, has dismissed claims that vote buying affected the Akwatia by-election. He cited a national survey conducted which showed that only 7% of voters would accept money and change their vote. Speaking on the Citi Breakfast Show, Mr. Dankwa added that politicians can no longer rely on propaganda or last-minute projects to sway voters.
Your messaging must be up and it must target their concern.
We did see the manifestation of money in this particular by-election. Wouldn't you say that played a role as well?
Absolutely not. We've done a survey in this country before the last election, and we measured what proportion of voters will take money and switch their vote. That number was 7%. So if you are investing 100 million into
into constituency to buy vote, you only get 7% return. That is a big loss. Gone are the days when elections are won on propaganda, on emotion, on insult, or on anything. And all the parties, they must realize that the demography of people who are voting in Ghana today has dramatically changed. Over 70% of people who vote in Ghana today are below 35 years of age. That is something that these guys must appreciate and understand the implication of that. These people are well connected. They are on social media. They do fact check. And when they fact check you and you are lying, that is your reputation and your brand in the gutter.
He also noted that voter behavior in Akwatia proved more complex than expected. Initial polls showed the NDC trailing, but as election approached, voters realigned and cast their ballots in line with expectations.
In the first poll that we conducted, whereas NDC was behind among the accounts by 6%, they were also behind among all the other ethnic groups that vote for them traditionally. I mean, the Moli Dagbanis, the Ghana Dangbase, and the Evers in those areas. We understand perfectly that when they are not in their areas of dominance, they tend to take cover because of marginalization or so many other things. Yesterday, the final poll we conducted, they realigned and they were voting as historically we've known them to vote. So after the predictions, it was based on the fact that they are going to vote the way they said they will vote. But in the exit poll, I became nervous. Almost every other ethnic minority group, except Akan, NDC was losing them in the exit poll. And I said, goodness God, what is happening today? But then when I did some analysis, I also found out that these guys may not be candid with the responses they are giving us.
That was Executive Director of Global Info Analytics, Musa Dankwa.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
This year is going to be sweet. I don't just feel it, I know it, because the Luckiest Season 3 is back.
And I'm about to show you how to grab your golden ticket. Just dial *712# and follow the prompts to purchase your ticket. Or go to theluckiestafrica.com, hit community tickets, and pick your lucky number.
Or let the system do its magic. Choose how much you want to spend from 1 to 5,000 Ghana cedis. You can even buy a ticket for someone else. Be someone's hero. Payment? Easy. Mobile money in Ghana or card if you're international.
One ticket can turn 1 CD into 500 times more. That's maths we love. Or your community will win 10 times more. So let's get lucky together. Because luck is everywhere.
Play responsibly. Not for persons under 18 years. This promotion is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform.
Are you feeling tired after a hard day's work? Have you lost your appetite even for your favorite dish? Viral Blood Tonic is a nutritionally balanced, pleasant-tasting tonic fortified with iron and vitamins to boost your appetite and energy levels for high performance. Viral Blood Tonic, easy to take and good for the family. Viral from Danex Iting Starwin PLC. If symptoms persist after 48 hours, consult a physician. This advert is FDA approved.
If you know these sounds, you didn't just live through the 90s. You lived the experience. Back then, connection took minutes. Today, it takes a blink. You express yourself with memes. You hold video calls across continents. You say hey to an AI who responds,
"Hello, Kwame."
You order rides, dinner, and dreams all from the palm of your hand. A lot has changed, so have we. For over 3 decades, EcoBank has evolved with you, leading digital banking in Ghana and across 33 African countries, pioneering solutions built around how you live, move, and dream today. From our express points to EcoBank Pay, online banking, and the mobile app, we are where you are. Here for today, ready for tomorrow. Now, that's change. Powered by EcoBank.
EcoBank, a better way to bank your way. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
Oh, jump on now. Go, the go. Ah, go me. And what time when you come back where I don't hear the sound of your car? Why you buy new car? No, I not change my car. It be the same, right? It be the fuel way I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, it's so. This is the type of fuel where they want to. Because now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it, it go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I go drive, sir. Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. And what they bust my mind safe be the 3-in-1 action. No, Excellium they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. Won't pay when I open them. Hey, so where can I find this magical fuel? Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you. Hey, then make a finish my go be fast, then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why your hand my go be inside? I give you info. Make a fill the go be too small. Go. Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Let your voice be heard on Eyewitness News on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag Eyewitness News.
You're welcome back. President John Dramani Mahama has directed Mariposa Enterprise Limited, the contractors handling the Ofankwo and Sanwem Road project, to use quality materials in the construction. The president issued the directive during a working visit to the project site accompanied by Roads Minister Gavin Agboja. The project resumed in April this year after a 4-month suspension caused by alleged non-payment. President Mahama urged the contractors to accelerate the work to ease traffic congestion. Here's an interaction between President Mahama and Chief Resident Engineer Kwabena Bimpong, in which the engineer assured the government that construction will be completed by the second quarter of 2026.
There's a major arterial road in the country because it connects the 2 biggest cities in Ghana. And so any challenges with this contract affect a huge number of commuters because of the heavy traffic that passes through here. And so we were quite concerned about the complaints that were coming from the traveling public. And so we are happy to see that the traffic is flowing. But what I say to contractors is, yes, we know you have work to do, but one of your duties is site management, to make sure that your work does not impede the flow of traffic. So you must make adequate arrangements so that even while you're working, you are creating the conditions for traffic to flow. I can understand what happened. A loan was taken for this project, and I don't understand why the money is finished and the project is not over, and that we're having to come and pay supplementary almost 78 million from government of Ghana funds. So that's something that we need to find out what really happened. How come the loan that was taken was not enough? Was it that the estimate for the project was not done properly, or what happened? But I can see that drivers are happy now, and I hope that from now till when you finish the project, you maintain a smooth flow of traffic even as you're working, so that you don't impede the flow of traffic. So we'll hold you to your word. You say by end of second quarter next year, enough provision has been made for the big push projects. Yeah, this year we have about 14 billion cedis, and next year we have another 30 billion cedis. So I think that there will be sufficient resources to keep contractors going. So as government commits to pay you well, you too must commit to move faster on the road and also use quality materials. One of the major problems with road contractors in this country is the quality of material. And so you build the road, after a short while, the road starts to deteriorate. And so, your company is one of the well-known road construction companies in Ghana. And so we hope that this will be a mark of the quality of your brand. And so
You heard President John Dramani Mahama and Chief Resident Engineer for the Pokwase in Sawam Road Project, Kwabena Bimpong. The leadership of the Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association, GRNMA, has issued an unqualified apology to the Minister of Health, Kwabena Minta Akando, following recent media attacks against him. The apology stems from the August 17, 2025 incident at the Greater Accra Regional Hospital's Emergency Department, where some persons who sought medical care allegedly assaulted nurses and other staff on duty. During a meeting with the minister today, the association apologized for its handling of the aftermath of the incident and held discussions on strengthening collaboration between nurses and the government. The minister accepted the apology and urged the association to prioritize dialogue and constructive engagement with government. He also reaffirmed his commitment to building strong partnerships with healthcare professionals to improve service delivery nationwide. Away from that, the Ministry of Local Government, Chieftaincy and Religious Affairs has directed all metropolitan, municipal and district assemblies (MMDAs) to clear public spaces and visible filth by 8 a.m. daily, starting tomorrow as part of a strict new sanitation regime. The directive comes ahead of the relaunch of the National Sanitation Day on Saturday, September 6, under President John Dramani Mahama's Clean Up Ghana agenda. Speaking at a press conference, Sector Minister Ahmed Ibrahim said sanitation will now serve as a key performance indicator for all chief executives, with assemblies required to desil drains, remove waste heaps and maintain cleanliness on ceremonial streets and in markets.
80% of the District Assembly Common Fund has been released to all assemblies. With this, I'm convinced that districts will now have the required resources to undertake their critical environmental function to keep our cities and towns clean at all times. As directed by His Excellency the President, we will keep track of assemblies, and MNDC that perform and those that do not will be known. As you are aware, sanitation is now a key performance indicator for all MMDCs. Your performance as Chief Executive will be judged directly on your results in cleanliness of all the cities and towns within your jurisdiction. To support this directive, the Ministry is introducing additional accountability measures, and I believe those measures will be made clear to you, and copies will be given to you, because if you don't have a marking scheme, you cannot assess, and therefore this is going to be the metrics based on which you are going to be assessed.
Ahmed Ibrahim is Minister of Local Government, Chieftaincy and Religious Affairs. With just 3 days to go, exhibitors at Channel 1 TV and Citi FM's This is Ghana exhibition are preparing to showcase high-quality, affordable, locally made products on September 6th to 7th, 2025. The country's largest celebration of homegrown goods and services returns this weekend, with vendors promising attractive discounts for patrons. Speaking on Channel 1 TV, some exhibitors commended Citi FM and Channel 1 TV for providing a platform that allows them to market their products and services.
I will completely endorse it and invite everybody to come along. For EPAC, it's a major day in our trade calendar, so we don't miss it. Thanks Citi Radio and Channel 1 TV for putting this show on for all of us.
It's been life-changing for us, and do come and let's network. We can do B2B connections, supply, and all that. So please make sure you take part in this exhibition. It's been great for us, and I'm sure it will do wonders for you.
Businesses are able to also test their products. Okay, so the new innovations coming up. This is an environment for you to test the product, whether customers like it, and the uptake for that, the demand for that. So it's an excellent avenue for businesses from all walks of made in Ghana to try and find out the market potential for their products.
You heard some exhibitors for this year's This is Ghana exhibition. The This is Ghana exhibition 2025 is proudly powered by Channel 1 TV and Citi FM, with sponsorship from MTN, Ecobank, Side Hustle by EK Brand Consult, Ghana Enterprises Agency, Ghana Export Promotion Authority, Ghana Exim Bank, and EVV Rice. It is supported by Twellium Industrial Company Limited and Built Financial Technologies.
Let your voice be heard on Eyewitness News on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag Eyewitness News.
The winning season is back, but this time I am collecting the wins like jollof at a wedding. The luckiest season 3 is here. Your chance to flip your luck or maybe your bank accounts too.
2 easy ways to join. Dial *712#. Hit 1 to buy for you or 2 to gift a friend. Feeling lucky? Pick 1 for a random number or hit 2 to choose your own. Pay with mobile money. Done. You're in.
Or go to the luckiestafrica.com, click community tickets, choose your number, or let the system do so for you. You can buy a ticket for your boo or your favorite barber. Pay with Momo or card if you're abroad.
1 ticket could turn your 1 Ghana cedi into 500 times more, and the whole community could win 10 times over.
Dial *712# or log on.
Let's get lucky together, because luck is everywhere.
Play responsibly, not for persons under 18 years. This promotion is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform.
Like a fiesta on my side, I'm all wrapped up, and all I think about is my pay. I get classic, I get broaded, I get strawberry, also fruity. Of course, all not to take me on now, skin to skin, no. All I need is my extra thing, doing so day. So I go for the glow up, and keep the vibe 100 with more party plans. Fiesta, wrap it up.
Wrap it up with Fiesta condoms. Comes in 9 different variants to spice up your game. Available in any pharmacy near you.
Prevents STIs and unintended pregnancy when used correctly.
This advert is FDA approved.
Wrap it up.
We're trendy and youthful. We're UBA. We're here to make your life better, stress-free and easy. We go the extra mile, beyond your expectations. We will get it done and get it done very well now. UBA, best loans and more. UBA, best customer satisfaction. UBA, best digital solutions. UBA, Africa's global bank.
For best retail products, innovative offerings, loans made just for you, attractive interest rates, trading across Africa or sending money. If you want the best digital banking products, including chatting with you on WhatsApp and Facebook, turn to UBA, Africa's global bank.
The City Business Olympics is back.
Already charging for the competition. You can see we are already charging.
It's all about team building, networking, and staying healthy.
Everything, be it football, be it basketball, be it Scrabble, be it Excel, we are there. Arm wrestling, we are there.
Which game will your company participate in this year? Is it 7-a-side football, volleyball, swimming, basketball, or sack race? Rally your teammates and get ready for action.
We know we've gone on a recess, but we are back. You will feel it.
Saturday, September 27, 2025. Time 8 a.m. Venue, Eden Heights Sports Complex. Call 0558-973-973 to register your company today.
The experience so far has been very great. We are glad to have participated.
Let's keep fit, grow connections, and enjoy a day full of energy and excitement. Powered by Citi FM with support from Channel 1 TV.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Get the details. Every significant financial transaction, every market movement, and all the policies that affect your business. Citi Business News. Be informed.
Time now for Citi Business News on Eyewitness News. I am Ejibi Wiafe Akente. Let's settle for the details. Ghana's headline inflation has slowed further to 11.5% in August 2025, down from 12.1% in July. This marks the 8th straight month of decline. According to the latest data from the Ghana Statistical Service, the August rate has already fallen below government's end-year target of 11.9%, pointing to firmer price stability. Food inflation eased to 14.8% from 15.1% the previous month, while non-food inflation moderated to 8.7%. Here is the government statistician Dr. Al-Hassan Idrisu with highlights of the data.
The key figure here is that inflation for August 2025 was 11.5%. This means that prices today are 11.5% higher than they were in August 2024. Most importantly, it is an 8th consecutive month of decline and the lowest inflation we've observed since October 2021. In July, inflation was 12.1%, and in December, inflation was 23.8%. So you can see that there is a sharp downward trend with regards to inflation movements. That shows a sustained easing of price pressures. On month-on-month basis, we've seen prices fall by 1.3% between July and August 2025.
Government statistician Dr. Al-Hassan Idrisu. Now, the Ghana National Chamber of Commerce Industry, GNCCI, has urged governments to intensify efforts at stabilizing the exchange rates to improve the standard of living. The chamber says a balanced approach is needed to create a win-win situation for both importers and exporters. Speaking to journalists at the Czech-Ghana Business Corporation seminar in Accra, the National Treasurer of GNCCI, Michael Kapute, Caesar stressed that exchange rate stability is critical for business growth and investor confidence.
The president once said that they are looking between 10 and 12. I'll be worried if it begins to escalate beyond that. I want to believe that they are looking at the situation, they're going to do something about it so that it does not escalate into the levels that we experience over the period. In that case, there should always be a win-win situation for the exporter and also for importer and for government taxes. At the moment, government is not raking much taxes from the revenue from the port, even still because of that. But there ought to be a balance. And I believe that they are looking at all that to ensure that there's that balance.
National Treasurer of the Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Michael Kapute Caesar. MTN Ghana has granted scholarships to 500 students and teachers through its flagship Bright Scholarships initiative. The initiative, which combines financial support with mentorship, is aimed at enabling talented but financially disadvantaged students to pursue higher education and contribute to the country's development. Speaking to the media on the sidelines of the event, MTN Ghana Chief Executive Officer Stephen Blewett said the intervention reflects the company's dedication to building human capital to support national growth.
The Bright Scholarships give opportunities to Ghanaians who may have not had that possibility before to invest in them. We've been doing it for years, but this time we're doing it with scholars and teachers to invest in the future, because people who are educating themselves are investing in themselves to give back to the country. And that's the point I made. You get given, but you give back. So by investing, you're actually investing in what we can do in Ghana as a country in having better educated people to bring more and more solutions to make us a powerhouse country. So we announced today 500 beneficiaries of the scholarship, and they get their education, their accommodation, a stipend and a laptop, so that everything they need to be able to be successful, we give them all the resources. The only part they have to do is all the studying. The rest, we do.
You heard Stephen Blewett, and he is MTN Ghana Chief Executive Officer. Now, Ghana recorded more than 2,000 forgery cases between 2019 and 2023, with 115 individuals charged with money laundering, according to the 2025 Anti-Money Laundering Report. Of these cases, there were 147 prosecutions and 25 convictions. Emmanuel Pong has excerpts from the 2025 anti-money laundering report.
The report notes that the COVID-19 pandemic disrupted court processes, delaying trials due to lockdowns and social distancing measures. However, convictions for forgery-related money laundering have since increased, reflecting renewed efforts to clear case backlogs. To strengthen enforcement, Ghana has introduced measures within the police service and the Economic and Organized Crime Office, including the Ghana Card Biometric ID system, electronic verification tools, and awareness campaigns through Police TV. Training in forensic document analysis and digital forensics has also been enhanced, while financial institutions upgraded security and verification system. The Ghana Revenue Authority has also been tasked to tighten compliance with tax laws under the Revenue Administration Act 2016, Act 915. Offences include tax evasion, false declaration, failure to file returns, and obstruction to tax officers.
Emmanuel Pong filed that report on anti-money laundering. Government has set a target of generating 10% of the country's electricity from renewable energy sources by 2030. To drive this agenda, it has rolled out a $3.4 billion 5-year renewable energy action plan aimed at scaling up investment and infrastructure in the sector. Energy and Green Transition Minister John Jinapor, speaking at the 7th meeting of the International Solar Alliance Regional Committee for the Africa region, said the establishment of the Renewable Energy Fund will attract financing.
Ghana has set a target to generate 10% of its electricity minimum from renewable sources by 2030. And this excludes our large-scale water or hydro plants. In pursuit of this, we've initiated a comprehensive $3.4 billion 5-year renewable energy action plan focused on installing 1,400 megawatts of new capacity by 2030 and strengthening local renewable energy manufacturing. To address the funding needs, we've established a renewable energy and green transition fund. We want to leverage that fund and also work with our international partners so we can mobilize the needed resources and capital to massively invest in renewable energy. As the minister responsible for this sector, I'm personally pushing for the establishment of the Renewable Energy Authority to provide institutional coordination for that sector. I'm happy to note that today, 3 member states of the International Solar Alliance will be signing and exchanging the country partnership framework.
You heard the Minister for Energy and Green Transition, John Jinapor. And that's all for Citi Business News on Eyewitness News. I am Ejubi Biafe Akinting. Up next is Point Blank.
Let your voice be heard on Eyewitness News on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag Eyewitness News.
Oh, jump on now. Go, go. Go me. And what time when you can't park where I don't hear the sound of your car? Why you buy new car?
No, I don't change my car. It be the same, right? It be the fuel way I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, it's so.
This is the type of fuel where they want to. Because now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it, it go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I go drive, sir.
Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. And what they bust my mind self be the 3-in-1 action, no? Excellium they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. Won't pay when I open them.
Hey, so where can I find this magical fuel?
Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you.
Hey, then make a finish my gobe fast, then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why you have my gobe inside?
I give you info. Make a fill the gobe too small.
Go.
Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
The jamming never stops. The game never stops. The productivity never stops. the music never stops. At G&J, we keep your world powered with reliable generators, solar energy, and UPS solutions, so the power never stops. Your go-to for total energy solutions, making sure you work, thrive, and live life uninterrupted. Visit our website, gjtechghana.com, or call us on 0302-689-178 or 179 or 0202-222-220. G&J, your energy partner.
Momo. It has made life happen in lots of good ways.
Mr. Kwanzaa, Mr. Insurance claim no. It
has put together beautiful weddings. It has filled the bellies of boys at their favorite watchy joint.
My guy, stop. Who they chop cancel these days?
It has made millions of businesses possible.
No. We are back in business.
With just a few taps, money moves faster, easier, and safer. Momo understands the weight of your trust in us. We continuously enhance security with features like self-paying research to help you protect your money. Momo will only call you with 0244 300,000. No MTN or Momo staff will call or ask for your PIN or one-time password. Do not transfer funds to anyone whose identity you have not verified. Do not approve any prompts you have not initiated. Momo, still Wunsaka.
Announcing Ghana's first unlimited photocopier leasing. Yes, from just 983 Ghana cedis, you can lease a multifunctional photocopier and print unlimited. Yes, unlimited and free paper every month. Guess what? That's not all. Toners, repairs, and maintenance all are free. And oh, I'm not kidding at all. And we cover the whole country. Yes, the whole country. What are you waiting for? Just visit us at www.valexlease.com or call 0244 644048. I repeat, or call 0244 644048. Remember, terms and conditions apply. Valix Lease, affordable document management solutions.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
This is Point Blank on Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. Tonight we are talking about the NDC's victory in Akwatia. It's not too much for the party. Plenty MPs already, you're not able to give them positions. You are getting one more from Akwatia and you are looking for another one from Tamale Central. Also, the issue of agenda for jobs. It was Nana Akufo-Addo and the MPP's motto in 2016, an agenda for jobs, where we still have job challenges. And so tonight we'll talk about employment or unemployment and how the NDC intends to deal with that. And then we talk briefly about legal education. So my guest tonight is able to speak to all these matters because of the portfolios he occupies. He's currently a National Executive Committee member of the National Democratic Congress. He's with the Youth Employment Agency, YEA, and he's a lawyer. Wanda Kuto. A wisdom.
Akbe.
Ahomoto.
Odo.
Devio.
Oli.
That's it.
Mebeto.
You know, that greeting never ends. You get to a place, you pause, and then you start again.
But where you ended, I don't want people at Angloga and Tegbi to think that I've forgotten how to greet.
So we should continue.
Let me Udo.
Maybe and your tongue me do a banana and a mala. Me and me be a fog of a for cover. Allo, Kudimino, cover, Comichuma.
I never made a ball.
My name was
me was sure of a me. Me was sure of a
Yamaga, some other times I am la doma. The frequency is English, is not nice, it's not channel. Like in your system, you are also incidentally part. Okay, so sorry, people who we switched the channel to number 9 briefly, but we are back. You were also part of the Volta River Authority Board, and you are from the Volta region. The Volta River Authority was in the news following the flood spillage and all of that.
That's right.
You were part of the relief efforts and things. Your caps are many. You are wearing all many of caps tonight on my show.
Thank you.
Let's start with the legal one.
That's right.
Your party in power now says that it's going to do some magic with legal education. You have been SRC president at the Ghana School of Law before. I remember you were one of the most talked about SRC presidents at the Ghana School of Law. What do you make of the plans to expand legal education? What does it really mean to even say you're expanding legal education?
Yeah, thank you very much. I mean, it's a great step. I mean, our government trying to expand legal education is a great step. First of all, let me greet our viewers. Good evening to everyone listening to us. You know that in the past, there used to be some processes that you have to, before you can, for example, do the professional law course in Ghana. And one of those steps has to do with an interview after the entrance exams. Now, the interview process at the point, I mean, we took the view that it was very discretionary. People do pass the exams very well, then they fail at the interview. And sometimes you go and then you find out some of the questions that they were asked at the time. They ask you, in your family, do you have any lawyer? Once you say you don't have any lawyer, they say thank you, bye-bye. Then that's the end. And this became an issue. So there were several uprising. When I say uprising, within that
student agitation.
Exactly. And the interview process was taken out at a point. Now there's this issue about entrance exams. As I speak, I know people who are tensed because September 12th, I'm reliably informed that students of this country will be sitting for the Makola entrance exams. So this government, in opposition, when we were in opposition, the party took the view that we need to expand legal education generally. And true to our word, I must commend President Mahama, the AG, and the team so far. They've taken key steps to show a strong indication to reform the legal education. As I speak, I understand the parliament is in the process of amending the law, and that is the key step because legal education is regulated in this country.
But would the expansion mean you would stop the entrance exams as we know it currently?
Yeah, the expansion is basically to allow the faculties, some faculties, the emphasis on some faculties,
competent ones,
exactly, that have the capacity, because in as much as we want to expand legal education, we do not want to downplay on the quality of legal education. So the NDC government, if you look at the bill that is going to Parliament, Ghana's Parliament, which I have no doubt that both sides, the MPP, the NDC, will support this important bill. The bills suggest that some faculties will be given the opportunity to run the professional law course. I mean, tell me, if University of Ghana can teach the law of contracts, why can't they teach the law of evidence?
Because they don't have Justice Akabua for them.
Do you know that at the Ghana School of Law, Makola, we do company law, right? Company law is also done at the faculty level.
That's company law. This is company and commercial practice.
But essentially, I mean, I'm happy. I'm also reliably informed that you've passed. You are in your second year of your final year. And congrats to that. And you know that it's virtually essentially the same. The principles are essentially the same.
The IEC and GLC are listening, so I won't comment on this. Continue.
But you've passed. I mean, you've done well. I mean, it's not easy to be at the law school. You've done well. But the point I'm saying is that some faculties have the capacity to run it. We don't want to look at the US system, for example, where you do not need an entrance exam to do a professional law course in, say, Florida or Texas, except that when you are done, you sit for the bar exam. So if we allow competent faculties, the University of Ghana, KNUST, of course, I do admit that some faculties cannot run the professional law course, because if you go to some of the faculties, really, their library system, the books and all of that.
So it's not going to be wholesale expansion?
No. But bottom line is that we'll get to a point where the entrance exams will be a thing of the past.
And so that's something you are pushing as someone who is in government and insisting that should be done?
Right, particularly so, having served as SRC president of the Ghana School of Law, I know the dynamics there, and I can assure you that. You remember when we were fighting for the 499? You played a great role. You gave us the mileage.
I gave you platform.
Yes, people said, oh, this 499 people, this. Today, almost all of them are lawyers. If you see them argue in court, you'll be shocked.
So they would have all gone to waste.
Yes, these 499 students, we don't joke with them. They are very sharp.
Let's go to other things that you are busy with. I think let's leave legal education for now. Let's go to Akwatia. You have gone to win the seats.
That's right.
are your seats not becoming too many for you? You have not finished fixing unemployment outside and inside Parliament, and you're bringing more unemployed people.
Our national chairman said something. Look, when I heard him, I have done politics for quite some time, but when I heard him, I said, wow, this is deep. He said, look, it's true that NDC has won over 200 seats, but none of those MPs in Parliament will be speaking for the people of Akwatia. We may joke about it, but it's a fact. It's a fact. You remember the SAL issue? Why were people peeved that SAL didn't have an MP for 4 years? It doesn't mean that we don't have other MPs, but the fact is, representing people has to do with somebody who has the people at heart, which is why there are criteria. So, for example, you must be an indigenous or you reside there, because there are a lot of factors. So the MP for Cape Coast, the MP for where I come from, Anglo, would definitely want to push for Anglo before, if anything, talk for Akwatia. So the national chairman made the case that yes, we have a lot of MPs, but we need an MP who is an NDC person to push the agenda. And look, everywhere, if you're part of the ruling government, you get development easily.
It's easy to lobby.
Yes.
Or the government does favoritism.
It's not favoritism. I mean, lobbying is part of the game. Lobbying is part of the game. You go to when Trump was campaigning, Trump would say, look, this state, if I win this state, I will do this. I mean, it's part of the game, actually. So, it's quite unfortunate that I heard the parliamentary candidate for the MPP say, for example, that taking somebody to police is not necessarily development. Taking somebody to the military is not development. How can you say such a thing? Giving somebody gainful employment is not development? I'm happy today President Mahama has inspected the Pokwasi Amasamai road and all of that. This is a government that has not even declared a year of road. But look at the developmental project within 8 months. The no-fee stress policy, 300 million Ghana cedi has been dispersed. It has been sent to all schools. 34.5 million Ghana cedi. The Jumara program and the National Entrepreneurship, the NEP, National Entrepreneurship Innovation Program. The National Apprenticeship Program have received 21 million Ghana cedi. And all of this, if you have your MP belonging to the ruling government, you can benefit from all this program directly without struggling. Look, I sit as Director of Human Resources for the Youth Employment Agency. I can tell you that when we are doing recruitment, MPs come there to lobby for their constituents. How many quota can they get? We had just finished our CEO, the Honorable Malik Basintali, I just commissioned 12,000 young people of this country into the community policing assistants. 12,000. Divide 12,000 by the number of constituencies in Ghana by 275. And that should tell you that if your MP is close to government, your constituency will get a lot.
It means if your MP is not in the governing party, you won't get?
Not necessarily. I'm just telling you that we make allocation.
That's a presupposition.
No, I'm saying that when your party is part of government, you get more development. This is a fact. You get more development. You get more development. So the people of Akwatia.
Because the government deals with its children before it deals with orphans?
Not necessarily, but that is how politics is structured. That's how politics is structured.
But so the huge numbers you have in Parliament now as NDC, tell us how it's going to benefit Ghanaians.
I must say that luckily we have a president that is careful and mindful of the use of discretionary powers. That has been my worry and concern. If you realize under the previous administration, during their first term, we got to a point that we couldn't even remember the names of some of the ministers. They had about 120 ministers. It's because there's no constitutional limit to the powers given to the president to appoint ministers. So you can have a president that will come and can appoint 400 ministers because there's no constitutional limit. But you have a president that is very moderate. You have a president that knows how to exercise discretionary powers. So I want to assure you and the people of Ghana that this is not a president that will want to abuse the two-third majority that we have in Parliament. No. Until recently, there were some rumors around that, he was going to push to go for a third term and all of that. Quickly, he came out and said, look, he's not running. This is the kind of president we are talking about. I don't want to mention names, but imagine a president, another president having this two-third majority.
So how is this president going to use this two-third majority, and how is it going to benefit Ghanaians? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, so basically...
Because now he can pass everything he wants.
Yes, so basically, the bills, the reforms, the changes that we need, we do not see any impediment coming our way. So, for example, we just finished talking about legal reforms. In the past, we would have been scared as to whether or not this bill will have gone through for legal expansion. But today, because of the numbers that we have, we know that once the government is committed to pursue this agenda, it will sail through. I can give you another...
Like LGBTQ bill. If you bring it, it will be easy for it to pass. So you bring it down too.
Omar, it's like you have a lot of bills you want to talk about. But basically, our stance on LGBTQ plus and all of that is, it's clear. This is not the time to say something else. We've made our stance clear, even in opposition. But the point I'm saying is that...
There's a fear that the power you have in Parliament is democratic dictatorship, and you may use it wrongly. What's the guarantee and assurance that you will not?
Yes, I actually envisaged this question, which is why I started by telling you that we have a president that knows how to exercise discretionary powers. Very important in politics. Very important. Even under a hung parliament. You saw what went on in this country. Under a hung parliament. You saw what went on in this country. So imagine, look at how a budget was rejected by Parliament. They come back and say no, and all we saw what happened. So imagine you have a president that does not know how to exercise discretionary powers. You understand? But I'm just trying to let you know how these numbers will benefit us before you came in there. Another incident, you remember during the issue about voting for the MMDCs. One of the problems of this country is the winner takes all. Where a political party comes to power, the party takes everything, every district, everything. So we had suggested in opposition that, look, let's have a situation where MMDCs will be elected. You
still need a national referendum to go your way. You boycotted or you threatened the MPP when they were going to take you to the people. They may not give you the same.
Hold on. In principle, we had said. So we'll come back to the referendum vis-a-vis our victory at Akwatia. You see why we did all these seats, all these popular votes. You see. But the point is that we stated in opposition that in principle, we have no problem with the election of MMDCs. Save that it should not be on what? Partisan lines. Then people said no.
But you want to pretend about it. It's political anyway. So what's the business of saying that it shouldn't be partisan?
Look, let me tell you something. I come from the Anglo constituency. There's a place called Lashibi in Angroga, where at the time the MPP national chairman was contesting as an assembly member. He won there. But when the same person was going to contest on the MPP ticket as a parliamentary candidate for Anglo, he lost. So it's not about pretense. When he came, he want to be assembly member, the MPP national chairman, Honorable Wanya, he won at that electoral area.
National chairman or regional chairman?
Sorry, regional chairman, voter regional chairman, for the MPP. He won in an MDC zone as an assembly member. He won. The people voted for him, hands down.
But lost as MP?
Yes, he lost that electoral area when he was contesting to be a member of parliament. Because of the color. When I say the color,
I get you.
Exactly, the MPP. But when he came and said, look, I want to serve at the assembly. I'm from here. I want to serve. The people judge him as a person.
So you're saying that it is not true that what happens at the local assembly is political. Okay.
It's not entirely true. I do agree that sometimes, I must be very objective, that sometimes political influences come in, both NDC and MPP, but largely, if you allow persons to go on their own strength, it's not better. But once you bring in political element, the issue of primaries.
So the numbers in parliament are good for. Okay, we have to leave, but a few things on your VRA position, board member, and also as the human resource director at YEA. What should we be looking out for in terms of job creation? The previous administration had job fair, job center, and all these things. What are you bringing new?
Yeah, the difference here is that our CEO, Honorable Malik Basintale, is particular about the exit plan. So you don't just make recruitment. So why one of the reasons why the numbers are low, for example, fire service, the whole Ghana, we took only 5,000. It is because of the exit plan. The plan is after 2 years. Those who will be of good behavior and who work very well with the Ghana Fire Service will join the Ghana National Fire Service, which is why we have a memorandum of understanding in place. The Ghana police have told us that 12,000 is a reasonable figure for them to absorb within 2 years. So we cannot say because of politics we are going to recruit 20,000 people. Our CEO is particular and management, they are particular about the exit plan. So we are not just recruiting, but we are recruiting with strategy, which is why we've even brought in the work abroad program. You understand? Where some institutions, those who cannot be absorbed in some institutions, can even travel outside in order to reduce this unemployment. And let me refer you to the United Nations minimum requirement for the police to citizen ratio. 1:500. But Ghana, as we stand now, we are doing about 1:757. We are falling short of the UN requirement. And I have no doubt that these steps taken by the Youth Employment Agency, in collaboration with the security forces, we will be able to meet the United Nations ratio.
Before we leave, you remember the VRA board? The disaster we saw some years ago, 2 years or 3 years ago, which affected mostly people from your region. Now that you're a member of the board, is this something that you talk about a lot as a board to prevent it from happening in the future?
Yes, yes. I can say that some dredging is underway as we speak.
Of the river? Is it not too big to be dredging it?
No, some aspect of it. I'll get to the details later. And also, I'm also happy that Ghana will be in a position to export power strongly. I mean, the Honorable Minister, the Honorable John Abdullah Jinapo, when inaugurating the board, tasked us that we should take charge. We should not let the IPPs be the ones to be doing all of this. You understand? So, VRA is on course. We have a minister that has ensured the discipline within the energy sector. And I can assure you, when we visited the thermal plant, combined cycle thermal plant in Abuazi, we visited the Anuaso power plant, thermal plant in Kumasi. You see that now there used to be issue of low current in the Asante region because of the switch yard. They didn't have that facility in the Asante region, but with that, with VRA establishing its plant in the Asante region now, the issue of low current has gone down, and this is good sentiment. And I must commend the Honorable Minister. No doom so. No doom so.
For now.
What do you mean by for now?
I don't want to have plenty of hope. Or I should have plenty of hope.
I have hope. There's no doom so. President Mahama has done so well, and the Honorable Minister John Abdullah Jinapo is on top of issues, and the VRA board is really at work.
Wanda, I wish you all the best. We'll have to do this again. We have to talk about other things. We wish you all the best, and thank you for joining us on Point Blank.
Thank you.
That's Wanda Kuto. We didn't even get to talk about what you do as NEC member of the NDC. And also, you later we'll talk. Thank you.
Akbe.
Master Akbar. Wanda Kuto, member of the board of VRA, legal practitioner, director of human resource at YEA. That'll be it for Eyewitness News tonight. I am Omaru Sandamado. I did this with Jubi Wiafia Kent in production by Beverly London and Corbina Wilson. Daniel Squashy helped us with the technical production. Emmanuel Usu and his team helped us with the new media side. We'll be back tomorrow at 17:30 GMT. Thank you for listening. Have a good night.